Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're going to do a video. I've had several questions about how we set our decoys up and what we use, so we brought them all. So we're going to show you a short video on what positions we put them away from the blind, what time of year we use what decoys, and the way the percentage that we've killed them that way. So stay tuned. Okay, now opening weekend I like to run a setup similar to this. Now most of my decoys are flex tone, flex tone series. I really like them because the stakes are always attached, they're quiet. It's easy to set them up, you know, without making a lot of noise. There's a bunch of them fit in my red head decoy bag. As you can see, they have a neat little stowing. You can stow them, you don't have to worry about metal, rattly stakes and stuff in your bag or sticking out of your pocket or dropping them. They're always attached to the decoy. You just pull them out of the position, got a hole in the back, pull them out, line them up, push into your desired depth to make, you know, you don't want a decoy too high or too low. But one of my decoys I've had for many years is the Primo's Killer Bee. And Killer Bee usually works on the first week, maybe second week of turkey season. I've seen Jakes come into this thing, and I've seen, you know, Toms come in and fight it. It's got several holes in it. And of course, I'm showing you a side view of the way I would have it set up. Now, right here I have the Primo's Killer Bee. I have what would be an upright watching or standing hen looking. I've got her in the, you know, laying hen position, and I've got a feeding hen. I always usually like to put a feeding hen and one of these to where it looks more realistic. Now sometimes a tom won't come in if the decoy is like on this stand, which is a motorized stand. I've got it to where Killer Bee will move back and forth. But I have seen this deter gobblers. Juvenile, opening weekend of juvenile last year, youth season, I had this same setup and called a gobbler in for about 400 yards, and there was something about this setup that he didn't like. So this is usually the scenario I run early season. Now, if that happens to me, I've got a backup plan, which usually works better. I actually have a flex tone Jake. Now, these decoys are very lifelike for the price, and by any means buy what's in your price range, what you can afford. I usually get mine on sales. You can probably tell by our videos. You know, we do a lot of clearance stuff after season, and you know, where this right now, I looked at Walmart today, this was like 40 bucks for this one. You know, after season, you could get this as cheap as $19 if they haven't sold out, like Rural Kings. Track Supply has a few, and Walmart tends to. But in this situation, I wouldn't run Killer Bee. I would run the Jake, and that's really going to make a tom wonder why that Jake is with two hens. So this is a safer bet, almost guaranteed during the first week of season. So what you'd want to do is offset. You'd want to, from the blind, if you're blind, which we already got a blind set up, I just didn't get in it. You're gonna want this setup, so if this is the blind, you're gonna want your setup to the left similar to this. You're gonna want that tom to come in and face this Jake, or maybe a side angle. You don't ever want it straight on, you want it off to your left or right. Now, in this spread, I would set this up just like this to my left because I'm right-handed to shoot my bow. In a bow situation, I would have this at 10 yards from the front of my blind. Shotgun situation, I would have it 20 yards from my blind. So you got more of a safe shot, you got time for your you know, your spread to kind of open up, because if people ain't experienced, you get a tom too close to you with a shotgun, the spread might not open up good enough. It might be so tight that you could actually miss him left to right of his head if you pulled a little bit. So this is an early season setup, and this is more than likely, this Jake or Killer Bee will run on my setup opening morning. So we'll see about that. Now, as the toms get shot at, or they get used to being called to and they get henned up a lot, you know, it's according to really how early spring hits us. But if the toms are already on or following the hens and they come off the roost, then you might not have much luck right at daybreak. But when the hens go to nest and the toms get out looking 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, then this setup works pretty good. So I always carry a Jake, the tom decoy goes up. The Killer Bee, now sometimes I'll put a Jake fan, I always save my fans. So I'll put a Jake fan in him to make it look a little more realistic. But I really like running this Jake setup. And I usually don't put them as close together as I did before. I kind of spread them out. But I usually put a feeding hen and a lookout hen looking towards the direction that I think they might come, or just, you know, just basically in an opposite direction of which way the Jake's at. So if I'm calling and one answers, you know, I want the same effect that I had for opening weekend with the setting hen or her, you know, breeding hen ready to go with him, because you can use that hen. That's one thing I love about these flex tone hens, is I always get the upright lookout hen. I've only got one of them in my whole set, and I will either use her for a breeding hen or, you know, laying hen, or, you know, or I'll use her as a lookout. Now, my whole arsenal that I run is 3 feeding hens and one of these. Now, or a lookout hen. Now, I'd also run that early season too, so my spread would look more like this. I would have several hens feeding in different directions, all in front of the Jake, with one lookout. So with this spread out a little more, a little wider than what I have it here, just so I can have it in the frame, this looks more like a comfortable, you know, a tom is not going to be as edgy about it because there's so many hens feeding, and then you have that one lookout hen just kind of got her head popped up. Now you want to keep your hens all basically the same height. So when you're pushing them down, kind of measure with your thumb or grab a hold of the triangle. When you're pushing it in, the triangle that's on, or the bottom of the stake, and get them all about the same height and try to get them up, down, up and right. Because some toms, they figure it out quick. Some don't, according to how love struck they are. But the Jake decoy, in this setup, you can run 1 to ever how many hens you want, but I recommend only running the 2 that I showed you at the first of this segment. So this is my complete setup. All the decoys I have, all of them here are flex tone, besides Killer Bee that I used in the first scenario. So I'll show you what I use during late season. Now, this is what I run late season. I'll usually take a feeding hen and a lookout hen. I don't take no Jakes, no gobblers. I'm always changing my setup when I go. If I'm running or gunning, this is really light and easy to do, but it's just effective with one. So if I'm going to pick a decoy to take, I'm going to take the feeding hen late season by itself, nothing else, just take it. This worked really good. If you look back in 2020, episode 4, or I'm not sure what episode was, but it was my 4th bird video. It's right when I first started videoing. I actually hit the picture button instead of the record button, but now I have this camera, this Canon camera. I didn't have it last season. But if you look, watch that video, you'll see I had 1 hen. That's all I took that day. I had 2, but I heard them gobble them on top of that ridge, so I left one of them at the UTV and I went all the way at the back side of that ridge and come out inside some green cedars and set this up all the way to my right, because they were gobbling on the left side of the field, and I wanted them to cross in front of me while they had their attention on that hen, and it worked perfectly. So this is late season. This is how I would do it, or I would take a Old Faithful decoy and I'd run it just like that right there, set up left to right. So recap, if you're in a blind, you're going to want to set your decoys up 10 yards for a bow, 20 yards away for a shotgun. And then you've seen the spread for early season, mid-season, and of course this is late season. And like I said, as long as you keep them realistic how you set them up, you can play with the method. This is just the way I do it. And yeah, I've got some money invested in these. I would love to have a set of Axion, but they are really top dollar, high dollar, top quality. But these flex tones, for the price, you can't beat them. Especially with the setup, you can even carry it by this if you wanted to. So whatever's in your price range, just keep it realistic, and keep everything within your budget and as light as you got to have on you to go hunting. Main thing is we're all getting out hunting, getting out in God's country, and enjoying our God-given right of hunting and our firearms. So I hope this was helpful to you, and we'll have another video. Hopefully 2020 season opens not this coming weekend. 2021 season juvenile opens next weekend, and then April 2nd, 3rd, or 3rd and 4th, it opens up for adults. So hopefully we'll be on some birds bringing you turkey season 2021 from Paint Life. So I hope this helped, and remember, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe and like. If you like what we're doing so much, hit that bell for notification for future notifications. So this is it. So as always, from Gus at Pine Life, God bless. See you next time.